Stand by. It is now 4 minutes, almost 5 minutes past noon. Good afternoon once again. I'm Paul Moyer.
And I'm Colleen Williams.
It is now, as I said, 5 minutes past noon. Our welcome to our continuous live coverage of the verdict involving O.J. Simpson. The moment, of course, has come and gone. The jury in the O.J. Simpson trial found O.J. Simpson not guilty of the murders of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. And now O.J. Simpson, as you saw, our pictures there, is a free man. This is the way the camera saw it. The spotlight on O.J. Simpson leading up to the stunning words.
In the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder of the first degree.
Then the jury foreperson announced that O.J. Simpson is not guilty of the murder of Ron Goldman, and his sister began sobbing. His sister Kim, you see there in court. Her father, Fred Goldman, confronted her.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
And then we saw this image, O.J. Simpson arriving back home to his estate on Rockingham. He is with Robert Kardashian. The man he is hugging there is Al Cowlings, AC, they know him, his old friend and pal, a man he played football with for many years, a man who he last saw, or one of the last times we saw him at this place, was June 17th of last year. Yeah,
a visual bookend, if you will, Colleen, from June 17th of 1994. Al Cowlings driving the Bronco. The slow-speed chase to this date in 1995, a not guilty verdict in the embrace between AC and O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson has been found not guilty of the murders of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson. It happened about 10:08 this morning. The jury said, we are not going to talk to anybody, and that includes the media, the prosecution team, the defense team, the family members, nada. The jury declines to be interviewed so far. O.J. Simpson, and we assume, is still at home on Rockingham and Brentwood. You saw him arriving by tape a few moments ago. He is there with his family. The LAPD is on modified tactical alert. The Sheriff's Department on full tactical alert. But as we have seen, no problems so far, and they really don't expect anything to come.
The one statement we heard from O.J. Simpson this morning really came from his eldest son, Jason Simpson. He said, "I am relieved the nightmare is finally over." What was interesting to note as well when the defense team got up and talked about the verdict today was to hear from Johnny Cochran that he never really talked about a guilty verdict with O.J. Simpson. He said it was not really something they really considered. It was sort of an all or nothing situation, so it was not something they had covered. And you could see his relief, his expression in court this morning. The first visible emotion that we saw didn't come from O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson sat rather stoically facing the jury, or actually he stood at that point in time. It was Johnny Cochran. We heard a gasp come from him as the verdict came in, not guilty.
You're right. O.J. Simpson was relatively controlled during the reading of the verdict, and they asked Johnny Cochran also if race had played a part, and he said, no, no, no. He said, what we attacked from the beginning was the timeline. And he said that is what lost the prosecution the case. And the inference there was that the reason the jury wanted the readback of Alan Park's testimony, you might remember that yesterday, was because not of the strength of the Alan Park's testimony for the prosecution, but the fact that Alan Park's testimony really riddled the timeline again, full of holes. Let us show you the moment once again when the verdict came down, and what you're going to see is the verdict, and you'll hear it, and reaction from both sides on this case. Here it is.
Proceedings. All right, Mrs. Robertson. All right, Mr. Simpson, would you please stand and face the jury? Mrs. Robertson.
Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, case number BA097211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Nicole Brown Simpson, a human being, as charged in count 1 of the information. Superior Court of the State of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the State of California versus Orenthal James Simpson. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Ronald Lyle Goldman, a human being, as charged in count 2 of the information. We, the jury, in the above entitled action further find the special circumstance that the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, has in this case been convicted of at least one crime of murder of the first degree and one or more crimes of murder of the first or second degree to be not true. Signed this second day of October 1995, Juror 230. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is this your verdict? So say you one, so say you all.
Well, there you have it. The verdict being read again, tape of same, and reaction from both sides of this case.